Ladies and gentlemen, if you can find your chairs, we will be starting in just a couple of moments here. We thank you for being here tonight. Oh, you got quiet. We can start now. That's a wonderful thing. Welcome to the 40th Annual Catawba Sports Hall of Fame Dinner and Induction Ceremony. I say annual, it's not annual, but it's the 40th that we have had here at Catawba College. And we are so glad you're here with us tonight. We have a lot of special people that we're going to be honoring, and we will start out this evening. I should say in your program it says this evening is being hosted by Doug Rice. I should probably clear that up right away. I am the real Doug Rice. The phony Doug Rice is in Homestead, Florida, pretending to be a NASCAR announcer this weekend. So I'll do the best I can to sub for Doug tonight while he's at the final NASCAR race of the year. I do want to mention a couple of things before we get started. They asked me to talk a little bit about the Chiefs Club and the money being raised this year for the Chiefs Club. It goes back to help support athletic scholarships, 117 athletic scholarships, 23 varsity teams, 540 student athletes benefit. Chiefs Club has had 3 very good years, between 505 and 525, currently at 620 right now. 214 brand new members, and the goal is 750, so please consider, if you would, joining the Catawba Chiefs Club this year. And we are in here this year because I believe we have a volleyball game. The SAC volleyball game is in the gym tonight. That's why we're here in Crystal Lounge. But I like this. Kind of intimate, a little bit more friendly atmosphere here than you would have in a gymnasium. So I'm very glad to be able to do this here. I do want to welcome, if we could, our Hall of Fame attendees for this evening. People who are in the Hall of Fame, and I believe we know they are here with us tonight. If you would just stand as I mention your name. Coach Pete Stout, class of 58, Hall of Fame 1978. Pete, right over there. From the class of 1961, Ray Oxendine, where are you, sir? Hall of Fame 1984. Is Ray here? I don't think Ray is here with us. Okay. We have Charlie Little from the class of 64. As of 2008, he was in the Hall of Fame. Charlie, good to have you back. From the class of 64, also Tom Childress in the Hall of Fame in 1998. Tom. Class of 79, welcome Tom Sexton, Hall of Fame in 2009. There's Tom. Class of 89, there's Jim Gant, Hall of Fame in 2015. Jim's here, I know. And from the class of 90, we have Brian Boltz, who was inducted in 2004. Brian is right over there. Brian. And I do want to mention we lost a couple of good Hall of Fame members in the past few weeks. You may have read where Jack Taylor, from the class of 1948, passed away. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1985. And also, I believe it is Ron Krause, is it? From the class of 64, Hall of Fame in 1998. A posthumous round of applause for both of those gentlemen. Spent a little time recently there's a wonderful website called ncdigital.org or something like that, where you can see all the past Catawba yearbooks going back to the 1920s. It's kind of fun to go back in there and just look around and see some of the great sports accomplishments of some of these fine athletes through the years. I want to thank a couple of people, too. By the way, this is a busy weekend. I do want to mention 2019 Catawba Sports Hall of Fame is going on right now. Football Senior Day is also going on this week at Catawba College. Varsity Basketball Senior Day. And I want to mention, too, the 1,000th Catawba football game is being played this weekend. 1,000 games. The Baseball SAC Championship ring presentation, the 11th year in a row, 37 years in a row. Catawba has had at least one conference championship. And I believe the Food Lion check presentation for the SAC to give back is also going on this weekend. So, Brian, busy weekend here at Catawba College. A couple of people to thank, too, really quickly, if we could. These great events do not happen by themselves. It takes a lot of organizing, and some names I'd like to mention right now. Pam Barber, who has been very instrumental in doing this. Yes, give Pam a nice big round of applause. Does promotions, tickets, meals, setup, check-in program. I think she will shine your shoes on your way out the door tonight if you like that too. So Pam will take care of you here today. We are going to enjoy a wonderful meal, and then we will induct some talented and gifted athletes that we have enjoyed here at Catawba College coming up after the meal. Reverend Ken Clapp, though, is here with us right now, Reverend Dr. Ken Clapp, and he'll lead us in our invocation.
Please join with me in prayer. Great and gracious God, as this season of Thanksgiving approaches, we are ever more mindful of the multitude of blessings you have provided us. Among those is the opportunity to gather with friends and associates and to share in fellowship and recognize persons who have been important to us and to the college we love. And in that spirit, we gather and we give thanks to you as we travel down memory lane with visions of Mayor Atta's footwork with the soccer ball, the impressive gold swing of Paige Haverty, game-winning tackles of Rodell Lockhart, Melissa Schiffel making point-winning waves in the pool, and the incredible versatility and record-setting of David Thomas. We thank you for the contributions they made to our campus community athletically and otherwise, and we celebrate the accomplishments that have marked their lives since their graduations from Catawba. We thank you for the ways they continue to use the wonderful gifts with which you endowed them to support their communities and to help enrich the lives of others, their dedication to family, and their continued interest in and support of their alma mater. We ask your blessings upon them and all who are dear to them, and upon all of us who are here to remember and to celebrate with them. May our time together call us to ever greater commitment to doing those things that will be helpful to your children everywhere. And we give thanks for this food. And we pray that you will bless it to our physical nourishment, that the bodies that have been so much a part of who we are may continue to be strong and serviceable. These things we pray in Christ's name. Amen.
We did manage to miss just a few people who are here, former award winners in our Hall of Fame, and I don't want to miss those people. We want to be sure that we pay tribute to them as well. From the class of '64, Pat Whitley is here tonight. Pat, how did I miss you? Where's Pat? There she is, back there. Let's see, we have from the class of '93, inducted in '04, Curtis Waller. I'm sorry, Waller. Walker, I'm sorry. Hold on here, let me hold it here. We have lighting on me. All right, let's do this. From 2010, the inductee from 2010, David Bennett, is here with us this evening. David, I don't know how we missed you. And from the class of '77, inducted in 1989, Keith Deventier. Correct? There's Keith right over there. Keith, glad to have you here tonight. Sorry we missed those earlier. I also want to announce the names of the coaches who are here tonight that are current coaches with Catawba College. We want to pay tribute to them as well. Our baseball coach, of course, Jim Gant, with us this evening. Coaching cross country, Jason Bryan, here with us tonight. We're also delighted to have football coach Curtis Waller. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's do this. There we go. That works a lot better. For golf, Sam Gailey. Sam is here. Hey, Sam. Darren Drake is here today. Swimming coach. Where? Over there. And our soccer coach here at Catawba College, Ken Hassler, is with us this evening. Where's Ken? Ken's back there. Welcome, everybody. All right. Well, we want to get our program started tonight. We want to meet some very talented and very special people and give them a chance to bask in this warm glow of the spotlight here. It's probably 10 degrees warmer right here. And we want to start, as I introduce each recipient of this year's honor. You will see a little bit of a video on the screens here while I tell you a little bit about what they accomplished while they were here at Catawba College. We will start with our inductee from the class of 1993. Maher Atta is with us this evening. Atta played men's soccer at Catawba College from 1989 to 1992 and was a key member who helped his squad win 3 conference championships and 2 NAIA District 26 titles. And let's see, do we have the video for, okay, coming up here? He was a 3-time All-South Atlantic Conference performer and was named an All-American during his senior season. As a defender, Atta anchored a back line that posted consecutive 20-win seasons in 1990 and 1991 and advanced to the NAIA National Tournament. At that 1991 tournament, he was named to the NAIA All-National Tournament team. Atta's team posted 41 shutouts during his career, while he chipped in with 18 goals and added 26 assists. And after graduation, Atta played professional soccer until 2002, most notably with the Carolina Dynamo. During his time there, he helped win 2 USISL outdoor titles in 1993 and in 1994. He was inducted into the Carolina Dynamo Hall of Fame in 2006. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of our recipients tonight, Maher Atta.
All right, good evening. Man, these lights are going to be fun, huh? I'm honored and humbled to be up here. Congratulations to the fellow inductees for tonight. It's quite an honor to be here in front of my family and friends, so thank you. I want to thank the Chiefs Club for their support of student athletes. I want to thank Jeff Childress. I remember getting the call from Jeff about the Hall of Fame and said, hey, congratulations. It's contingent on you passing a background check. And I was like, okay. But everything came back pretty good. So but I'm excited to be joining this special group. I'm excited to be joining Tom Furland and Kevin Sloan. Both of those gentlemen really had a big impact on my career when I first came in here. Just really taught me how to really just commit myself to playing soccer and being part of a team. It was a special moment. Hopefully my induction will create some momentum for some future soccer Hall of Famers. I played with a lot of great players who were All-American during my time, so I'm excited what the future holds for our soccer program back then. This is an exciting moment. When Catawba found me, I was graduating high school and really didn't know what I was going to do, and found me at a time in my life where I needed some direction. So I was thankful to come down to Catawba. The small classroom environment, the professors really taught me how to learn, really taught me how important it was to learn. And for that, I'll always be thankful for that. So, I think about our team. We had a special team. I'm not here tonight without my teammates. They're my teammates, my coaches. They're all a part of this induction for me. The fact that they're here and a part of it makes it even more special for me. But we had a great group of players from all over the country, right? We had players from Texas. We had kids from England. We had guys from North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Maryland. And we all came together. We all had a common goal, right? We loved to compete. We had a strong mental fortitude. We were selfless in our approach every day and how we played. We had a swagger, right? We'd show up for games. We didn't care if we were playing Chapel Hill or Wake Forest. We came in with the mindset that we were going to punch them in the mouth and leave with a W. So it was a special group. We were a little bit undisciplined, sometimes off the field. But, we had Coach Peter Broadley came in and provided a lot of leadership and direction for a group that was a little bit sometimes cocky, but at the same time needed a little bit of leadership and mentorship. So I thank Coach Peter Broadley, and I appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you. But, our team was a special group. My roommate, my first year at Catawba was Mick Wakeman, and he's here, and Mick's been my friend now for over 30 years, and that friendship is so special to me. But I remember meeting Mick, so Mick and I were late getting to Catawba, and we were put in Claremont dormitory. So I don't know if many of you know Claremont, but at the time it was a basketball dormitory. And we were the only two guys under 6 feet tall in the dormitory with the basketball players. But, it was Mick's first time coming to the United States, and I remember him coming in and introducing himself every morning. He would wake up and introduce me, "Hey, my name's Mick from England." I said, "Okay, we've been living now together for a couple weeks. I get it." And every day I'd leave the room, and Mick would tell me to wait for him outside, and I'd wait for him outside, and then I learned over time he was hiding his wallet because he wasn't quite sure if he could trust me. But I'm excited that he's here and a part of this, and I love you, Mick. But I want to thank my family for being here, my wife's family for here to support me. I appreciate you being here. My good friends, the Gislin Berties, driving down and being a part of this, and my wife and my 3 boys, Zaid, Mazid, and Ramsey. They're sitting here smiling at me. Catawba brought me to North Carolina. That's where I met my wife for now 21 years, so I'm very thankful to have made my way down to Carolina. Spent 10 years of my life in Carolina. It's got a special place for me. It's good to see my stepdad here. Oh, Handy, nice to see you. And, a special shout out to my mother. She sacrificed a lot for my brother and I, and I'm very thankful. So it's good to see you here, Mom. But thank you. Again, I got my teammates here, Craig, Greg, David Upchurch. Who else we got over there? Marcin Cabbage. I talked about Mick, and so thank you for being here, guys. It means a lot to me. So thank you for the night. It's an honor.
I would like to ask this amazing family to stand here as well. Could we honor them for being here tonight, especially Mom? Congratulations on this outstanding award. 2019 Catawba College Sports Hall of Fame inductee number 1. Well, we're about to meet inductee number 2 this evening. Let me tell you all about Paige Haverty Salkup, class of '06. Yeah, whoop. Salkup was a stellar women's golfer from 2002 to 2006. In all 4 of her seasons, she was named the South Atlantic Conference Player of the Year. And in 2006, she was named the SAC Female Athlete of the Year. Twice named an All-American, Salkup won 13 of her 44 career tournaments and added 9 more runner-up finishes. She played in 4 NCAA-2 regional tournaments and helped Catawba to SAC championships in 2005 and 2006. She also was named the Lomax Award recipient in 2006 for the most outstanding women's athlete at Catawba College. She owns the majority of the school's women's golf records. Get this, including season and career stroke averages. Her round of 69 at the 2004 Patsy Rendleman stood as the best round until just 2 years ago when Kaylee Bartz shot a 68 in the same tournament. But why mention that? No. All 4 of the season stroke averages rank in the career top 10. Ladies and gentlemen, to receive the 2019 Catawba College Sports Hall of Fame induction for this evening, welcome Paige Haverty Salkup.
I'm not really good at speeches. So a couple weeks ago, I was at work, and I was fortunate enough to meet Terry Bradshaw, since we're launching his furniture line, and he told me I needed to start my speech by saying, wow, the last time I had this kind of applause was the night of my honeymoon. And I figured I can't pull that one off. But so first, I would like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for this nomination. This honor is a highlight of my college experience as a student athlete. As recognized in the introduction, I accomplished many individual honors, one being 13 individual titles. My family and teammates know my lucky number has always been 13, and ironically, this induction comes 13 years after I graduated. I would like to discuss how I became part of the Catawba family and some of my most memorable moments with my teammates and friends. My journey started when I was very young, even though I didn't know I was destined to attend Catawba College. It was in high school that I was introduced to competitive junior golf tournaments, and not just inter-club events. My freshman year gave me the greatest loss, but also the greatest lesson. My granddad was somebody I looked up to. My granddad always said he wanted to pass in his sleep at a Redskins football game versus Dallas Cowboys, or on the golf course. He passed away October 13th, 1998, which ironically 13 was his lucky number too. He fell asleep taking up money for the Geritol group at the golf course. The same day he passed, I had a high school match in Wilson, North Carolina. Instead of backing out of the tournament, I told my mom that I wanted to dedicate the match to Big Daddy. This was the first high school match I ever won as an individual. And what I learned from that day was if you set your mind in the right direction, you can accomplish almost anything. I continued to play high school golf, competing only in girls' regionals and state competitions so I could play on the boys' team in the spring. I was not highly ranked in the state of North Carolina to be pursued by Division I colleges. I was ranked 7th. When I started to look at colleges, I wanted to go to ECU. My mom played on the team in the 70s. It was my hometown, and it wouldn't cost me very much. I was told by the ECU coach that I would probably sit the bench, as the other recruits he had in mind were ranked higher in the state. And with no other universities interested in me, I felt my best option would be attending a community college and moving on without golf. But who knew attending a college fair at the community college I felt was my fate, my destiny would be forever changed. I remember prior to entering the college fair, I drank a large Mountain Dew. So picture a pretty hyper high schooler walking around looking at poster boards and college admissions advisors, trying to seem normal. As my mom and I walked by, I noticed a female golfer on a presentation board and a man standing there looking to talk to anyone. The person was Gordon Kirkland. I went up to the booth and said, I see you have women's golf, and he asked, do you play? Of course I said yes, and he asked what I shot. After we spoke for a while, he said I needed to talk to Coach Gailey, as I would probably be a good fit for the team. We got in touch with Coach Gailey, and my first trip to Catawba was family weekend. During this same trip, there were 2 other girls visiting, Christina Wagaman and Carla Groom, who later became my teammates. After that trip, I knew Catawba was my school. I didn't care what it cost, but I was going to be an Indian. I arrived fall of 2002. I went to 4th floor of Woodson and met my forever friends. To start with was my roommate, Jessie. She arrived a few days before I did and had taken up majority of the room. She was my roommate for 3 out of the 4 years and one of my biggest supporters. My other supporter and closest friend was Starla. Between Starla and Jessie quoting South Park lines through our suite's bathroom, thermostat debates, and perfume tests, there was never a dull moment on the 2nd floor of BZ. College is about finding yourself, finding your voice, and getting out of your comfort zone. And Starla and Jessie were the perfect roommates to help me do that. Now to my teammates and coaches. My success stems from their camaraderie, humor, and will to be better. It is not the results of the tournaments I remember, but the memories we had as a team that holds a special place in my heart. My first collegiate tournament was in Anderson, South Carolina. I will never forget walking to the range to warm up, and this coach comes up behind me and says, "Do I have to look at that swing for the next 4 years?" I learned quickly the humor of Coach Dibble from Tusculum. Tusculum was our biggest rivals but closest friends. We showed up to our van in the hotel parking lot at the same tournament and had Baskin-Robbins spoons attached to our windshield wipers thanks to Tusculum. So as a team, minus Coach, we decided to pay them back when they came to play in our home tournament. The night before the tournament, we went as a team to the old Walmart on Jake Alexander. We bought streamers and markers and headed to the hotel the teams were staying at across the street in the dark of the night. We wrote all over their van with how much they loved us and Coach Gailey. We left that night excited to see them the next day at the course. As we walked to the driving range to warm up, we see Coach Gailey washing Montevella's van with the exact same sayings we had written on Tusculum's van. Coach wasn't laughing since Montevella's coach wasn't happy with us, but we know Coach was laughing on the inside. We still don't know who copied our artwork to Montevella's van, but I blame Wingate. After that, we took water guns to the next tournament to make sure Tusculum didn't pay us back. All for one and one for all. Coach Mundy started my sophomore year. He's like another father to me. He was someone you could talk to about anything. Sometimes the conversations were more like a father talking to his daughter than a coach talking to his player. He always made you feel safe and understood. To this day, he is still a close friend for both me and my husband. One of my college memories with him didn't happen on the course, but instead on a trip to Kiowa. Coach, I believe, had food poisoning, but we had to get to the golf tournament. We didn't make it very far and had to pull over, and instead of us being stranded on the side of the road, he asked if I could drive. Let's just say the drive was the highlight of the trip since Kiowa was always in February and always cold. My best round may not have happened while in college, but it did happen with Coach Mundy on the bag. He was my coach in May 2006 during the U.S. Women's Open qualifier at the Country Club of Salisbury when I shot 66 and won medalist honors. He has always been my perfect caddy, both on and off the course. I am forever grateful to have him as a mentor. The bond that our team shared and the memories we made will never be forgotten. Every time I hear Carrie Underwood's "Jesus Take the Wheel," I think about how we had to listen to it before we get off the bus to warm up. Or whenever I'm on I-4 in Florida, just past Orlando, and I see the billboard in the field that says Orlampa, I will never forget the look on Marja's, Christina, and my face when Kristen asked, "Are you laughing about that sign?" The answer was no, but the question had perfect timing. When I see a Baskin-Robbins, I remember someone learned that sales tax is added to purchases when you are not in Delaware. She did put up a good fight at the register, arguing that the total didn't match the price on the menu. Tournament wins are not the most important things I took from Catawba. It's memories shared and friends made. I say thank you for being my coaches and teammates and friends. And lastly, I would like to thank my family. First, I would like to thank my mom, Barbara, and bonus dad, Craig, for all the support they gave to my golf career. Without their dedication and support at both Catawba and summer events, this honor may not have been achieved. Second, I would like to thank my dad, Jeff, and my bonus mom, Jamie. The best thing you can give a child is love and support, no matter what the circumstances. You gave me the freedom to learn life on my own, in my own way, and on my own time. Next, I would like to thank my brothers. To my younger brother, Landon, there is an unbreakable bond we share as brother and sister. If it wasn't for our neighborhood football, basketball, and baseball games, my competitiveness may not exist. Our older brother is looking over us from heaven. To be honest, if it wasn't for our relationship we had, I may not be the strong-willed, stand-my-ground person I am today. Lastly, I would like to thank my husband. He has been by my side for the past 12 years, even though Todd came into my life after my college years. I am so happy to share the honor with you by my side. No matter what life has thrown at us, we have always been on the same team. You're my rock and my best friend. Thank you again for this honor.
I know we've got some great family right down here. Can we get you to stand, please? Everybody here for Paige today? Paige, congratulations. We now welcome another inductee into the Catawba College Sports Hall of Fame. From the class of 2001, Riddell Lockhart. Lockhart was a defensive end on the football team from 1997 to 2000. Now, in 2000, he was named an All-American and the SAC Defensive Player of the Year. Lockhart was twice named the All-Conference and the All-Region. Catawba won the SAC title in 2000, and Lockhart helped the team to playoff berths in 1999 and in 2000. He still holds the school record with 103 career tackles for loss and stands third with 27 sacks. In 2000, the Catawba football team made it to the NCAA II quarterfinals. Lockhart also led the team back-to-back 11-game win season. He spent time with several NFL teams after graduation and made a mark in the NFL in Europe. He played 2 seasons with the Scottish Claymores, then helped the Frankfurt Galaxy to the 2004 World Bowl Championship. We welcome, from the class of 2001, Riddell Lockhart.
Thank you, guys. No, for real. We got a running joke with the coaches over there. You see why all the coaches, we have like 6 coaches over there. The whole time, the last couple of years, they've been talking about the Hall of Fame. I've been hearing, you're on the ballot, you're gonna go in soon, you're gonna go in soon. I can't wait to see your speech. They all came to see it. I told them, hey, it ain't gonna be no speech. But first of all, like, I want to say Mahar, we had the same exact speech, so I can go ahead and leave now. But anyways, I'd like to thank Jeff Childress, Pam Barber, and the whole committee I'm honored to be up here because I never thought I would be a Hall of Famer. My whole goal was just to play football. Many of y'all know my story. I was a high school player. Cameras down, please. No, I was playing. I played high school, and my senior year, I broke my ankle. I was getting recruited by Clemson and Tennessee and Division I schools. But for some reason that day, it was a blessing from God that I was able to, that happened to me, that I broke my ankle. You know, I had one of my coaches, Coach Ledbetter, he was here at my high school, Independence. He came up here today to come see me. But it was a good blessing that I broke my ankle and was able, I broke my ankle and it helped me to be at Catawba where I am now. Coach Bennett, his staff, Coach Kent called me every day, every week, trying to recruit me. And I remember I was just holding off, trying to think I was going to Division I. But in my mind, back in my mind, I knew, I'm probably going to Catawba because I had friends that go there and I know their tradition and all that stuff. But I waited to the last day to sign to come to Catawba. But Coach Bennett, I don't think I told them this, that the day before I was supposed to sign, Tennessee called and wanted me to go to JUCO. But I said I want to play football. The whole time I thanked God, I prayed to God and just said I want to be able to play football. And no matter where I go, I want my mom to come to the games down the street. So I just came to Catawba, and I'm proud. I'm very proud that I came up to Catawba. It was a blessing for me. I want to thank Coach Bennett, Coach Kent, coaching staff, Coach Walker, all my coaches. Some of y'all don't know that I'm a defensive lineman, and y'all hear about Coach Tom Sula, but I had a coach before Tom Sula. Tom Sula was the assistant coach when I was at Catawba. It was Coach Hagelin. He was my first defensive line coach. I want to thank him, too, and all the defensive staff, Coach Kirkpatrick, Coach Goodine, and all those guys. But coming to Catawba, Coach Bennett taught us a lot of good things in life. Like, he taught us how to be a man. That was the main thing that he taught us to be. He let us do what we wanted to do, but he made sure that everybody was on the same page as a team. I mean, when one person got in trouble, the whole team got in trouble. So I really thank Coach Bennett for that, for making us all men. And, I also like to thank my mom and my sister, because Coach Tom Sula, I know many of y'all know him, he told us when the sperm meets the egg, that's gonna make the athlete. And I want to thank my mom, and my sister, because they gave me all the work ethic that I needed. My mom, if y'all don't know her, she was I guess she was like primetime softball player. Every weekend, every month, every Wednesday, every Saturday, we went to softball games. She used to play first base, her and my aunt. They used to win every time and beat people bad, and that's how I learned how to be competitive. Also, the strong will, the work ethic. They always work, never complain. So it helped me in the long run when I came to college. Like, when somebody complained, somebody didn't want to do something, I was very calm because I knew work ethic. If you wait, be patient, then you can get your goals and stuff. And also, I want to thank my teammates. Without my teammates, I wouldn't be up here today. Like Mr. Otter said, the teammates are a big thing for in sports. Every day was competitive. We all worked hard and tried to go against each other. I have one of my teammates here now, Devontae Peterson, a future Hall of Famer who will probably be here next year if it's up to me. But every day we worked hard in practice and we tried to compete against each other. I had an interview. I had to do a newspaper interview the other day, and we talked about what was our goals and stuff for the season. And one of our main goals as a defensive line, we had 73 sacks one year, 1999, I think. And our whole goal was to beat Florida State, have more sacks than Florida State, and we beat them that year. We had more sacks than they did. They won that championship that year. But that was a good thing with all the teammates and stuff. And without them, I wouldn't be up here today with all the competition and Coach Bennett hiring his staff, getting all the players in and setting a good foundation. And also, last but not least, I want to thank Coach Tom Sula and his family, Miss Julie, his daughters Brooke and Brittany. He was like a father to me when I away from home. He took care of us, me and Devontae, all the defensive line, and it was just a good thing for him. He had a little, I don't know if y'all know him, he had a little sidekick with him. Like a couple people know him. Coach Gant knows who he is. Devontae knows who he is. They used to call him the witch doctor. But I don't know if I should say the real name. I don't know his real name, but we called him Guido. And he did a lot of stuff for us. Like, people didn't understand the stuff we did behind the scenes. We used to work out in the swimming pool every night. He used to have us out there wearing weighted vests. We had to touch the bottom of the pool. We had to jump off the diving boards, do pull-ups off the side of the pool, tread water for 15 minutes. He had us doing all that stuff, and nobody saw us doing all that stuff. And I really thank Guido for for helping us out and all that in that capacity. But I mean, my time at Catawba was great, and I want to thank everybody for coming today, all the families, my family, my friends, my daughter, she's on the phone right now, but my girlfriend, and I just want to thank everybody. Thank y'all for having me up here today.
I'd also like Riddell's family and friends to stand up too here. We're here to honor you as well. So glad to have you with us. Very good. Class of '01, Riddell Larkin. Our next inductee into the Catawba Sports Hall of Fame comes from the class of 2002, Melissa Schiffel-Price. Price swam for the Catawba team from 1997 to 2002. She was twice named an All-American and was an NCAA 2 national qualifier in 2002. A distance swimmer, Price set the standard in the 500, 1,000, and 1650 freestyle and the 200 and 400 individual medleys during her career. All of her records stood for a decade, and 2 stood for nearly 20 years. Her 1650 mark of 1729.35 held until just this past season, and her 435.88 mark in the 400 IM stood until 2018. Price also received the Lomax Award in 2002 for the most outstanding female athlete at Catawba and qualified for the Nationals in 2000. Please welcome, from the class of 2002, Melissa Schiffel-Price.
So I'm actually changing my opening because I want to let Rydell know that somebody did see you in the pool. I was the lifeguard when you football players came in there with weighted vests on. Scary. Okay, I'm going to kind of stand away from the mic a little bit. I, too, want to just congratulate everybody being inducted tonight. It's such an honor, and I'm a crier, so thank you guys for crying first so that it's okay that I do it. But thank everybody that's here with me to support. Thank you, Mr. Childers, for answering my 5,000 emails the last couple months. So what an honor. I'm going to actually take you back to October of 1997. Most of you didn't know me then, but I'm going to let you know a lot about me right now. Really, all you needed to know is that I knew everything there was about life. I was smarter than everybody, and I was smarter than my parents. I'm sure that's a shocker because we pretty much all were at 17. At 17 years old, I was headed to UNCW, and I was going to swim while studying to be a marine biologist. I was going to marry that guy, and I was going to move to Florida, and I was going to train Shamu. I was also going to have 6 kids. I don't know if you noticed my table, but there's not 6 kids. Those were my dreams. I was 17. Fast forward a very long 7 months, May of 1998. I'm now 18, and guess what? I have more wisdom, more knowledge, and I'm still smarter than my parents. I did realize soon that they might know just a tad more than I knew. My parents told me that Catawba could offer me smaller class sizes where my professors would actually know who I was, they would know me by name, and not by a number. They talked to me about being, I'm already gonna cry. This is even the part I was gonna cry over. Okay, they talked to me about being a bigger fish in a small pond. So I had made my decision. Catawba it was. Goodbye, UNCW. In August of 1998, my parents brought me to Catawba and got me all settled in to Woodson, 4th floor. They got me settled in. My room looked great. My roommate was great. But I kind of forgot one little detail. They were going to leave. I was alone. And unfortunately, they threw me to the sharks. My daughter was going to come hold it. I told her not to. I promise I'm a first grade teacher, but I'm not going to sing Baby Shark. At this point, I was beginning my career as a Catawba swimmer. I've only ever trained at this point under one person in my life. The most influential person in a girl's life is my dad. He was the only coach at the time that I knew. I'm gonna get it together. I was so nervous. I was scared. I didn't feel like I could swim under anybody else. Coach Nikki made sure that when I came, I was settled and she calmed my nerves. She gave me a few days, but then it was time to move on. Nikki wore me out. She pushed my body further than I ever thought I could be pushed. She tested me, she made me cry, and she broke me down. Like my parents, Nikki has now thrown me in with the Sharks. One of my favorite memories of Catawba is training with the football players during winter conditioning. Coach Walker and Coach Tom Sula didn't care I was a girl. They didn't care I wasn't 6'6". They didn't care I didn't weigh 200 pounds. I was on their turf. I didn't know sharks could play on land. My favorite memory is the bonding with football players over the trash can, standing beside a 6'6", sweaty, stinky football player while we all throw up is nothing everybody gets to do. My guess is our next circuit was the dungeon with Coach Tom Sula. My freshman year, I worked my butt off. I did not quite make nationals, and that was okay. I was mentally and physically stronger than I had ever been. Going into my sophomore year, I had amazing teammates. They knew all my goals of making it to NCAA nationals. They pushed me on, they cheered me every step of the way. During that time, there were a few sharks, but in life, aren't there always? Those sharks told me that I couldn't do it, but I was determined to prove them wrong. I trained harder and stronger than I ever thought I could. I went to meets, and I still didn't make nationals. I was very discouraged. It came down to a meet that year that Coach Nikki came to me, and she said, I cannot go to this meet. She had other obligations. How? What do you mean? How can I go to a meet? This is my chance. How can I not have my coach there? I can't do this without a coach. Nikki called my dad, and he offered to take 15 to 20 Catawba girls to a swim meet on a van. We get to the swim meet. I felt good. I was ready to swim, and I was excited to be under my dad's coaching once again. I stepped up on the blocks, and I began the race of my lifetime. The whole swim, I could see my teammates running up and down the pool. I could even hear my dad screaming at one point. I thought he was going to fall in on top of me. What was going on? Was I doing it? Was I ahead of my cut? Something exciting is happening, and I hope it's me and not her. I finished the race, and everyone was at the end of the lane, and they pulled me out of the water, my dad being the first one. Even the other team was cheering for me. I had done it. I had finally made that national cut. Getting the cut for nationals took 2 years, and it was tough. But getting there physically was going to prove to be like what? Being with sharks. It was spring break at Catawba, and it was dead. There was nobody on campus. The power had gone out, and I was to be at my flight, I think, around 10 o'clock the next morning. This was before cell phones, so my alarm did not go off. My coach couldn't get in touch with me. My parents couldn't get in touch with me. Nobody could get into the dorm to bang on my door. Somehow, Nikki got in touch, or I woke up, and we got together, and we finally got in the car and headed to the airport. On the way, we got in a wreck. Sharks. What is going on? I finally realized my dreams were not going to happen. I was not going to make it to nationals, and I was not going to swim. I was going to miss my flight, and it was all just a dream. Luckily, we made it to Buffalo, New York, where it was very cold. We had no more problems getting there. I was exhausted, and I hadn't even started swimming yet. All I wanted was a good night's rest. I don't know if you've ever been to Buffalo, New York, but would you believe that they've put this huge hotel right beside what I thought was a train station? We go to bed that night. I'm supposed to swim the next day. And I toss and turn for this loud noise, and a train starts to come through. I then realize that's not a train, that's my coach snoring. After an hour of that would be Nikki, she's not here, so I'm going to call her out. After an hour of tossing and turning, I finally got up, walked out of my room, down the hall to my parents' room, knocked on the door, explained what happened. Can I please go to bed? I get settled, I close my eyes, I'm finally about to fall asleep, and the train comes back. My parents snore. Sharks everywhere. I finally made it to the meet and had the time of my life. It was so exciting, and it was so much fun. I remember swimming, but I remember so much more about the memories that were made. I felt like $1,000,000. That was the weekend in 2000 that I made my first All-American status. At the end of my sophomore year, Nikki informed me that she had a job opportunity, and she couldn't pass it up, and she needed to leave Catawba. I was devastated. Why are the sharks everywhere? This just keeps happening. My junior year was a bit of a blur. I had had surgery the summer before. I had a one-season coach, the death of a good family friend. It just was tough. My heart wasn't in it. In life, everything can't be perfect, and I realize that now at almost 40 years old. My senior year was the year that I grew the most, and it impacted my life to this day. I learned many things. I learned that first impressions are always important. I was told that I can't tell you the story tonight of how I met Coach Betsy Graham, but if you want to know, you can find me after. It's kind of interesting. But I learned that first impressions are very important because people remember those, and I hold to that to this day. I learned that being a leader is an amazing thing as I taught underclassmen the ins and outs of Catawba and Catawba swimming. I learned that being a hard worker will pay off in anything that I do. I learned that in life, you feel as if you're being thrown to sharks because not everything's going to go your way, and that's okay. Coach Betsy was an awesome fit for my last year as a swimmer. God knew who I needed. She challenged me when I thought I was too old. She challenged me when I thought I had hit my peak. She got me to swim times I had no idea I was capable of swimming. She got me through a few tragedies at Catawba that year, deaths, and I'm sure a few heartbreaks. She was a coach that I knew that knew her athlete inside and out. That year I made nationals again, and although it wasn't as adventurous, we made it with no problems as the first time. I still felt like that $1 million. I again, my senior year, had earned All-American status. I was done swimming. Now what? Sorry. That was my last meet, and I stepped on the blocks for the last time, and I was done. What am I going to do now? It was all I had known since I was born. The only wish I would have is that I had more years to swim for Catawba College. My coaches loved me like their own, and guess what? My parents were right. The professors knew exactly who I was. They all helped me become the person that I am today. I'm a wife to my dream guy, not that guy. I'm the mother of 2 awesome athletic children. I'm a first grade teacher that hopes to change a child's life like my life was changed by my dad, Coach Nikki, and Coach Betsy, and Coach Walker, and Coach Tom Sula. I had planned on coming alone tonight because I didn't want my son Hudson, who's the starting quarterback, to miss his last football game. His team was pretty upset. I didn't want my daughter to miss her first gymnastics meet of the season. However, my husband, being the smarter person than me, and their coaches wanted them to see that hard work and determination can pay off, even 20 years later. When I graduated from college, my dad had emailed Coach Betsy and asked, "How did you do that? How did you take her and make her swim fast? How did you get that out of her?" Betsy emailed him this picture, and you probably can't see it, but Betsy emailed him this picture and said, "I trained her with sharks." Who would have known from day one in 1998 that Betsy's shark would allow me to see all the times that a shark has impacted my life and allowed me to grow, and also to see that I'll still be faced with future sharks. Thank you, Catawba, for a life-changing 4 years, and thank you for still impacting my life 20 years later. I also want to thank all of my family that is here tonight. My in-laws have come with my husband and my 2 children, my parents, my aunt and uncle who drove from UNC Wilmington, or from Wilmington, not UNC Wilmington, but my brother and sister-in-law and my 2 kids and their 2 kids. And I'm really thankful that this light is here because I cannot see my uncle who had planned on embarrassing me the whole time. Thank you.
And I would like to see Melissa's family and friends. Where are you out there? Please stand if you would. Right over here. Thank you all for being here. And now we move to our final inductee tonight, the 2019 Catawba College Sports Hall of Fame. From the class of 2008, David Thomas. Thomas was a standout baseball player for Catawba from 2005 to 2008. He helped Catawba to 3 SAC championships and a tournament title. Catawba qualified for the NCAA Regional in 2006 and 2008, while the 2006 team set the school record with 47 wins. A 2-time All-American, Thomas was the SAC and Region Player of the Year in 2008. He was a 3-time All-Region selection and the 2006 SAC Tournament MVP. An outstanding center fielder, Thomas earned the APCA Gold Glove for his position in 2007 and 2008. He still owns school records for his career hits, 344, runs scored, 281, total bases, 583, and fielding percentage, .996. In addition to his records, Thomas completed 4 years with a 386 batting average, which was 5th, 188 RBI, which was 6th, 67 doubles, 14 triples, 48 home runs, and 91 stolen bases. Not too bad. In NCAA 2 history, Thomas's 281 runs scored stands second all-time. His 344 hits are 5th best. His 583 total bases rank 3rd. Thomas was drafted in 2008 by the Oakland A's. He spent 3 years in their minor league system. He was the first Catawba baseball player to have his jersey retired. From the class of 2008, welcome, David Thomas.
You know it's going to be bad when the family's already saying, be tough when I get up here. Okay, so I'm not even going to look this way, so if I'm directing towards you, I'm sorry. First off, I want to say congratulations to all the other inductees tonight. I'm very honored to be going in with you guys. You know, this award isn't, though, about me. It's about sorry, y'all thought. It's about everybody else that's helped me get to where I am today. So, first off, I want to thank the Chief Club and Mr. Jeff Childress for this honor. You know, what the Chiefs Club does I can remember for us as a student athlete here, and what they continue to do for the student athletes today in all the sports at Catawba is special, and it's what helps make Catawba home for a lot of people. I want to thank my wife and my kids. Well, at least one of them still here. My other two have gone home, but I don't get enough chances to thank my wife for all that she does and all that she has to put up with me. But being a coach's wife, you know, whether it's 20 or 30 degrees outside for a football game, or we're playing in a baseball game 3 hours away, she packs our children up and brings them to the games just so they can see me. We met a couple years after Catawba, which was probably a good thing because for our 4 years here at Catawba, we had a lot of fun on and off the field, Jerry and Chad. But you know, I appreciate them being here and being able to share this with them. To my parents, I know everybody says they have the best parents, but I truly do. Thank you for your unconditional love and support, for allowing me to follow my dreams, and for your support and your encouragement to help us, me and my family, and to get to where we are today. There's not many people that can say for their 4 years of playing sports that their parents got to see every inning, every at-bat of every game all 4 years, but my parents, whether I wanted them there or not, they were there. Whether it was a big conference weekend or we were playing at St. Andrews on a Tuesday at 11 o'clock, for some reason out in the middle of nowhere, they were there. And it also made it tough on those days when I was 0 for 4 with 4 fisters. I couldn't tell my dad that I hit 4 hot shots that the infielders made the play of their lives on. So he knew, though, what I had done that day. But I appreciate them being here and everything they've done. To my sisters, I got 2 older sisters who I've never told them this because I try to be the tough one, but you see how that works out. But being the youngest of the 3, and they were both great athletes, both went to college to play sports. I always looked up to them and strive to follow in their footsteps. And for their husbands being here, Darren and Devin, thank you. I appreciate it. And my aunt and uncle, Tom and Dinah and Brandy, from driving down from Tennessee. Thank you, guys. Besides my parents, I'm not sure there was anybody else that followed me as much as my Uncle Tom did, so I appreciate it. To my coaches, Coach Butcher, I appreciate you and Phyllis being here. Coach Butcher was one of my high school coaches during college, and the time I played pro ball, he always threw to me when I was home. A couple times I thought I killed him because he didn't get behind the L screen fast enough whenever I hit one back up the middle, but I appreciate you guys being here. Coach Gant, Coach Lohman, I can remember it was the fall of my senior year. I came down for a visit to a football game, and I didn't have any idea what I was doing, what decision I was about to make, but for some reason it was me, Coach Gant, and for you that follow Catawba baseball and Catawba athletics, Pete Needham. Y'all remember Pete? He was a big reason why I'm here, and I committed here. But I remember standing down in the coach's office down there, and Coach Gant, I guess, just came out and asked me if I was going to sign, and I had no idea that day he was going to ask, but he gave me that look. He kind of put his head down like that right there, kind of gave me that snare, and I was like, I don't know if I'm choosing Catawba because I love it or because I'm scared of Coach Gant, but I appreciate it. You know, there's a lot of times we had, I can't believe he stuck with me, especially through my freshman fall year. I'm still looking for my first hit. I'm not sure I ever got one that fall. He caught me skipping out something in the weight room one night at a workout, so he sent me out on the field. I probably weighed 150, and I had to pull this sled with a couple 45 pounds on it across the field and back, and it took so long he turned the baseball lights off, but I swear I finished it because I know he was somewhere watching me, and I was too scared not to finish, and it took me forever. But and I was also, I think we were the first group to play with the new wall, or maybe it was the second season, and it was one of our first fall workouts, and I'm doing outfield drills, and he's our outfield coach, and he's throwing balls up against the wall, and I remember going up for one, and I went up to try to catch it, and my cleat ripped down one of those pads out there, and I thought he was going to kill me because I was the first one to ever put a hole in that wall. It was brand new. Y'all know, I mean, how nice that new wall was and everything, but Coach, I appreciate everything you did for me. Coach Lohman, I told you, appreciate you. I appreciate you coaching me, everything you did to help me along the way. I'm still mad at you for leaving our senior year, you know, to go to High Point, but I appreciate you and the relationship that we still have today. I'm a high school coach now, baseball, so every chance or every player I think has a great opportunity to play, I always call them and try to get them down here. So, but thank you guys, I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh goodness, sorry. My teammates that are here, Jerry and Chad, also two of my best friends. You know, thank you guys. Sorry, you guys. Every day we pushed each other on and off the field, and you know, a lot of everything that I accomplished, we accomplished, is because of you guys. I didn't want to let you guys down. So, I appreciate you guys. Okay, sorry. But again, I just want to say thank you to the Chiefs Club for this tremendous honor. You know, when I chose Catawba, it wasn't about coming here trying to set records and win championships and all that. All that's great. It was about coming here trying to leave this place better than I found it. And I think we did that as a team back then. So thank you.
I would like to ask David's family and friends to please stand, if you would, please. And thank you for being here. Well, you've met some very special, very wonderful people, very talented individuals. And thank you all for what you brought to Catawba College. I know I speak on behalf of the entire school, but I'll let somebody do that who can do that a lot better than I can. Here with his amazing 30-second wrap-up speech is the president of Catawba College, Brian Lewis.
I just want to add my thanks to everyone who put this event together, everyone who traveled a great distance to be a part of this, to celebrate with these remarkable people who we've been able to honor tonight by inducting them into our Sports Hall of Fame. You know, early on in my time at Catawba, I was sitting at a game with a Catawba alum who turned to me and said, "You know why I love coming to Catawba games?" And I said, "Well, you're an alum, you bleed blue, I get it." And he said, "No." He said, "It's because I'm not cheering for a piece of laundry. I know the young people out there on the court, and it's as much go Johnny or go Janie as it is go Catawba." And I think that's part of the fabric of this place. And we've heard it echoed in each of the inductees' remarks tonight. Their understanding of and their appreciation for the sacrifices and support of their families, their coaches, the members of the Chiefs Club, everyone who has made them the people that they are today. We can all be very proud of that and very grateful for these people and what they've done here and what they've gone on to do with their families and their communities. So please join me in one last round of applause for our inductees. Would our inductees please stand? You each said what an honor this was for you. Please be assured the honor is ours. We are honored by you. And to wrap up, I can think of no better words than the last words of our alma mater. And I say this to each of you individually and to this wonderful institution. Rich and glorious be thy future, world of influence wide, and with us who bear thy culture, may thy spirit and precepts abide. God bless. Travel safe.